Hello, it's another part of CTO to somewhere doing Citadel City. Because we're nearly at the end of the main game. And we have to start off with Engine Labs, because that's how I'm ordering this. I'm ordering it from the boss before the final boss of the usual games, which is Vortex usually. And the one before him is usually Engine. So, yeah, Engine Labs first. And this one is okay. I don't have that much to say about it, except for this stupid fucking turn, which is just garbage. Because I'm turning really sharply as much as I can to slide, but if you don't time it just right, at the right angle and such, you're going off. Every other turn is fine except for that turn. I don't know why that turn's such a pile of shit, but it is. And you just gotta deal with it. And also this entire tunnel will do the whole boosting thing for you, so time yourself there correctly to keep getting a good boost going with that. Oh, and be careful of these fucking barrels, because, yeah, the barrels are annoying, and they suck, even though they put 2 boosts there. I don't think you ever need to worry about that if you're doing speedrunning, the whole boost there. I think you can pretty much just do the slide thing on that, and you're pretty much perfectly fine. I don't remember any other path except for what I'm doing right now when it comes to this level, so if there's a much better path, I don't remember or know about it. So, again though, this one isn't, fuck's sake, this one isn't too bad except for that one corner at the beginning that I keep dying to. But, yeah, outside of that, this is a fairly average one. Nothing really to write home about. I am getting a bit fucked here, though, considering I am in 4th, and these guys are a little bit ahead of me. But getting ahead of them isn't that hard as long as I don't go for this barrel shit anymore. Which I did. Look what happens. Now I'm set all the way back here. Ain't that just true suffering? Like, if you do that, that helps a bit when it comes to getting that shit. Oh, hey, I got the clock, which means they all get dizzied a bit, and that can help me out just for about him, Engine, that's it. Everyone else is pretty far away, so it's not going to help me too much. There is one thing I want to say right now about this level. Where I put that TNT there, you put anything in there, a CPU is always going to fucking drive into it. That is one of those spots where the CPU is always going to go there. A CPU is always going to go for that spot right there. It's the same thing as the fucking bumper box back in Polar Pass. It's literally one of those areas where you can put a fucking weapon there and you will always get someone getting hit by it. That's a fucking guarantee sort of thing. And, yeah. Like, if you know this shit, you know where to put really good placements of weapons to pretty much keep yourself in first and keep them far away from you. So, putting that there is a smart move. Someone will get hit by that. There you go. That was Cortex. And, yeah, that's how this works. And that's the level. So, Engine Labs, everybody, it's an average. It's just in the middle. Medium difficulty, really. Nothing to really write home about. It's not incredibly easy, but it's also not incredibly hard, like fucking Tiny fucking Arena and all that shit. Let's celebrate.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Yeah, we won the trophy. Now we need to get 3 more trophies in order to basically have every trophy in the entire game. This is the last time we ever get trophies. After this, with these 4 levels, we never have to get trophies ever again. It's just 1 more key after that, and the gems, and the relics, and the CTR tokens. That's it. And this is Vortex Castle, which it's kind of stupid. I'm going to say this right now, I'm not a fan of Vortex Castle because it's just the way it's designed is kind of stupid because these turns are incredibly fucking sharp. Especially this one right over here that we're getting close to, where it's like we have to take a fucking 180 to get around the corner. This one right here. If you do that, if you do what I did there, you're not going to make it. What I've found out is you have to, in order to make this fucking turn, do the handbrake turn. Not the slide boost turn with the whole jump thing, but pressing, it was like square or circle button to do a handbrake, because that makes you turn harder than sliding. You have to do that in mid-air and then get into the sliding position by holding the button immediately afterwards. That way, not only can you keep doing the slide, but you'll make the turn. If you don't do it in that specific way, you're not going to make it, because either you're going to be doing old handbrake, which will slow you the fuck down like a brake almost, or you'll be doing the slide, and it'll be way too open, way too out there, way too fucking wide, and you'll hit the wall, and then you lose everything. So I just did it right there, sort of. I didn't do it correctly, but that's the gist of what I have to do there. I have to do it in mid-air while making a big jump at the right time, and then get straight back into the fucking slide right when I land, and get straight back into the boosting. That's how it works, and it's a fucking stupid turn, dude. It's one of the sharpest turns and one of the worst turns to deal with, and I hate it. But outside of that, this level is, again, not that bad. There's a lot of straight lines, and the spiders can be dickish. But as long as you know what you're doing, and you don't get fucked by the spiders, and you keep that Wumpa fruit at 10, because you'll be needing that a bit, you'll do fine. You'll do fine. Yeah, see? You do something like that, you're fine. Also, how the fuck did that explode immediately and then keep the graphic on there, and I don't even know what the fuck happened. I grabbed the TNT and I instantly explode. I don't know what happened. And the TNT was still there. You saw it floating above from my head as well, so I don't know. It just happened. The end. And luckily, I do make this one, because I got this boost item here, so there you go. I'm perfectly fine. Fuck you, Cortex. Your level, beaten, bitch. So Cortex is lost again on his own fucking level. Good job, dude. But we're not done yet, because we have 2 more levels. So let's celebrate for beating Cortex in his own fucking level.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
So we've been the main villains of all the games, but now it's time to deal with Hot Air Skyway, which, I've been told, is the level where runs die. At least now it is. Before, it was Tiny's Arena, because people kept doing Tiny. Tiny was the character back then. Coco, not really. Because we all thought, well, max speed, best character. We wish we could do the fucking Penguin, which has max stats in PAL in Japan. Except in TSC. Fuck's sake, we'll get onto that later, because guess what I'm fucking playing? But, yeah, if we were playing the Penguin, essentially, he would be the most overpowered out of all of them. It would make this shit really easy. But we're not playing as the Penguin. We are playing as the characters we got right now. So, we have to deal with that. Which sucks. But, yeah, I thought this level wasn't that bad, honestly. I thought this level wasn't really that hard a level to deal with. But apparently, in speedruns, this is a huge pain. And I think it's because of a skip that I don't know about. Because I haven't been to the speedrunning scene for a while. I've stopped doing CTR while Tiny was the relevant fucking player to be as, not Coco. So I seriously don't know what the skip was for this level. Because all I know is about the fucking pathing, which is this shit right here where you go this way. Which, I mean, I later got it correct afterwards, but in this run of the race normally, yeah, I kinda suck at that. Hey, at least I stopped being shitty at it after the next part. Because that's good. I'll stop being shit in the fucking boss fight. Because guess where Pinstripe's gonna be fighting us. And yes, our next boss before the final boss CTR is Pinstripe Potteroo. Which I'm surprised because, you know, so far we've been getting a lot of sort of mid-card bosses as our main bosses to fight against. I mean, Papu was like the very first boss of the game, so he gets a special sort of thing to him, you know, he's special. And with Peru, he's been in all the fucking games, so he also gets a special right. But the weird thing is the third boss was a boss from Crash 2. And he never appeared ever again. The fucking Komodo Joe. That's right, Komodo Joe. And then there's Pinstripe here, who has appeared in a few games. Yes, I know that. But considering CTL was like the 4th game, and every other game before it was Crash 1, 2, and 3, Pinstripe didn't appear that much. So, again, him being the boss before the actual final boss doesn't make much sense. Oh, by the way, I don't show it in this, but I made a mistake. Because I didn't make a save state after I completed this part. So, guess what I fucking did? I accidentally pressed the escape button instead of the save state button, and I had to redo all the shit again. And what I did in the boss the second time was interesting. But first of all, this.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Okay, so now we're going into the actual final level of the game, which is Oxide's level. Again, we don't know much about Oxide, because I didn't show the intro, but Oxide Station is the last level, and it is the level we find Oxide in. Pinstripe is Hot Air Skyway. And, yeah, about the boss, in what you'll be seeing with Hot Air Skyway against Pinstripe, like, I didn't really do this because I wasn't paying much attention, but essentially with this shit, I fucking found out that there is another spot to put a weapon on. And using this on Pinstripe in that level breaks Pinstripe completely. Especially when you got full Wumpa Fruit and the game keeps giving you nitruses. I will show you and tell you the spot soon. But right now, Oxide Station. There is a major skip that I know of, but it's kind of difficult to do, and I'm not doing it. Because for me to do it, I would have to essentially skip half the stage. It is an a skip that the developers didn't really want you to know. That wasn't intended to be done in this way. And as you've seen so far, I've been kind of actively avoiding doing those skips, like Public's Pyramid, where there's a skip where you can skip half the fucking level of that. But I didn't do that skip either. I just avoided it completely the entire time. This has a very similar skip. Also, I got lucky there. But yeah, this one has a very similar skip. And again, I don't do it. But Public's Pyramid, I didn't remember. I did not remember that fucking skip. I was shown it later on. And it's basically that pillar. It has to do with that fucking pillar. But, yeah, that... Like, that one's a bit of a difficult one and a bit of a glitchy one, too, so... This one isn't so glitchy as Public's Pyramid, but it is a major fucking skip, and it's used by all speedrunners. It is one of the most used skips for speedrunners at this point. You will be using it pretty much every time you do a speedrun of this game. And I'll be showing it right now on this third lap, because it's right at the beginning. It's pretty much where this boost is. Right close to this boost, right over here. You jump off from there, and you land on the platform below. And boom, you just skipped all the rest of this area. All this shit, you skipped it. Going around this little zigzag bullshit here, you skipped it. This jump here, you skipped it. This whole tunnel here, skipped. The low gravity bit, skipped. All this bullshit, if you land correctly, it's also skipped. Seriously, you skip from the beginning all the way to this area right here. It is such a big fucking skip. You skip right to this area. And that saves you so much time and makes this track a bitch. It makes it look like a complete bitch. I'm not doing the skip though. Because if I'm not doing the Poppy's Pyramid skip that every speedrunner fucking does, then I'm not doing the skip either. Okay? That's how it works. I'm not doing any glitchy, unintended skips. By the way, let's celebrate because we're about to fight fucking Pinstripe now.
Why, you call that racing? Forget about it. If you's gonna face Oxide, you's gonna have to get past me first. I'm the speed champion here, and I'm gonna save the world. For a sizable fee, of course.
You sure that Tawna actually dates this guy? Yeah, Tawna becomes the girlfriend of Pinstripe. That is actually confirmed in the original story. I don't know how it's gonna be done now. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same, but because you know, the fucking Insane Trilogy thing. But yeah, Pinstripe does get Tawna in the end, because Tawna pretty much leaves Crash, and it's now pretty much, yeah. But yeah, Pinstripe, he would be a bastard because he likes throwing bombs at you, and they are really hard to avoid. And it also makes it really easy for your missiles to get pretty much deflected because of his bombs being pretty much randomly thrown. There's no set direction for where his bombs are going, really. It's just gonna go wherever the fuck it wants. So, as long as you're not straight behind him, you have to worry too much about the bombs fucking you over, but for the most part, yeah. It's not that easy to dodge this shit. But, here's the spot where you can basically fuck him. Right in the middle of that boost there. You put it in the middle line, he will always hit that. he will always hit whatever you put in the middle line, because he always goes straight in between those two boosts of that jump. Every time. I have found that to be a reoccurring fucking thing. And it makes Pinstripe a bitch as long as you get a nitrous, a TNT, a fucking vial, anything. And what I would really recommend is for you to get a vial or a nitro or something like that when you drop that shit down, because as soon as he gets hit by it, he will fall down into the pit below and he'll get reset before the boost. He basically gets locked up for a good few seconds. And it is so easily abusable that it does make this the easiest boss in the abusable state that it's in. The first boss of the entire game, Peru, is the easiest if you're not abusing. But by abusing the fuck out of this bit here, Pinstripe is the easiest to deal with, because you just keep dropping the nitros or the fucking vials of whatever potion you got right in the middle line of those two nitros, those little two boosts there that make the jump for you. And Pinstripe will hit that shit and he'll fucking fall. And then he is kind of soft locked for a few seconds until he's back on his feet. And then you do that 3 times and he is so fucking far behind you that there's no way he can catch up to you. Especially since, unlike every other boss, fucking Pinstripe, he doesn't really rubber band. He does not really rubber band at all. He does have a rubber band, but it's very weak. And I think the reason for that is because his weapon here, the bombs, are such random bullshit. I didn't want to make it too unfair. So, he does not speed the fuck up when you're right in front of him. He is actually going his own way, his own speed the entire time. He is not speeding the fuck up at all. So with that, it makes him a fucking joke. And it's amazing. And as long as you keep making him a fucking joke, you'll win. And his bombs will never be a problem. And there you go, we beat him. We beat Pinstripe, who's got the final key, which means we can now fight against Oxide, which we'll have a cutscene for. But right now, let's celebrate and get our 2 cutscenes for this.
So, yous beat me fair and square. I doubt you'll be as lucky with Oxide. Here's a key for your troubles. Oh, brother.
Well, the little terror vermin has finally collected all the trophies to become world champion. What took you so long? Now we prove who the fastest driver really is.
Yep, now we get straight to this, but I'm going back to the hub because we have to fucking finish that shit first. But before I do that, while I'm going back there, I'm finally going to show the fucking intro. In every other version, you get it instantly. In the American version, for some reason, you have to wait in the menu, the main menu, before it actually plays. I don't know why I thought this. There's some weird decisions in the American version that I don't fucking get. But, yeah, that's why I'm playing, the American version. So, I have to deal with it. And, yeah, I'm now going to go ahead and play the intro while I head straight back to the hub. So, here's the actual backstory of why we're doing this.
Greetings, creatures of this land. I come to compete. So, you pesky earthslugs like to race, eh? Well, I, Nitrous Oxide, am the fastest racer in the galaxy. I travel the stars looking for creatures to test my skills. It's a little game I call Survival of the Fastest. Here's the way we play. I challenge the best driver of your world to race for the planet. If your driver wins, I'll leave your miserable little rock alone. But if I win, I'll turn your entire globe into a concrete parking lot and make you my slaves. Get ready to race for the fate of your planet.
And that's it. So, now you know how Oxide's like and the whole backstory behind him. Next time, we're going to go through and beat this entire place, Citadel City, and we're going to defeat Oxide. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.